Breaking news on KCAL right now. A fire burning in the Hollywood Hills just above Sunset Plaza apparently started by a car. Let's go up to Desmond Shaw live in SkyCal with the very latest. Des?
Juan, here we are with a fire that has sparked up here at the top of Sunset Plaza in the Hollywood Hills. And boy, this is all because of a car fire. It's actually still on fire right here. Trying to get you an angle right now because of the sun, but there is what looks like an SUV, maybe a hybrid SUV that was engulfed in flames. And it raced up the hillside here with this heat, with this brush, and of course the steep hillside. And it is really threatening this home here on Sunset Plaza Drive. Wow. Sunset and Appian Way is what our map tracker is telling me right now. So it's at the very, very top of the Hollywood Hills. You can definitely see this from the Hollywood and West Hollywood area. I saw LA City Fire there with a couple of engines, but I don't see any around this home yet. And the fire is right there, literally on the patio, burning right now. Now you see the construction of this home will hopefully be kind of fire resistant. You can see the roof and the materials that it's made of. So, hopefully it can hold out here until the firefighters get on scene. But this is definitely a scary one, just how quickly this erupted. And it is definitely threatening this home and a few around it right now, Juan.
And so far, Desmond, no air resources being sent to the area that you could see?
No, we had heard that they had requested the Sky Crane on this one, which is one of the highest capacity water dropping helicopters, but that it was not available. It was fighting that fire earlier that we were covering in the Somar Mission Hills area. I'm not sure if it's down for maintenance or something. Those helicopters are extremely difficult and costly to maintain. So they had requested that, but they're not responding. But they may get some assistance from LA County Fire and one of their Firehawks right now. But just really kind of surprising that not seeing any like high pressure hose lines or anything yet on this fire. Probably having trouble getting up here. I mean, these are very steep, windy, and narrow streets. Here we go. Just as I say that, here comes LA City Fire ship coming in right now that can drop about, I believe, 300 gallons of water. So they might be able to get this knocked down with 1 or 2 drops, but they definitely want to hit it quickly.
Let's hope so, Desmond. I mean, you can see just how close those flames are and the smoke just licking up the side of that home there. Our Mike Rogers also monitoring the situation there from the desk. Mike, what can you add here?
Yeah, well, I can tell you that LA City Fire, it does these narrow roads are a bit of a struggle for them. They are doing everything they can to get up there right now, but those narrow roads are difficult. It'll be interesting to see how they use the fire helicopters as well. We know that they don't always love to use them in more dense areas where you've got housing and stuff, but we'll see. Fire 5 may come in here and make a really precise drop right where the fire is. And as we're looking at that too, there we go, right in front of the home. And that's going to be a good drop. Now, the good news is this brush, a lot of it looks pretty green, and it looks fairly low-lying, as we do have some trees and stuff that work right up to it. But, Des, we've got a better shot. Is that a hose or some sort of pipe that is affixed that is shooting water right there?
I do see that, yeah. I mean, it was right there by the flames. I'm not sure if that's like maybe an automatic sprinkler system or something, but I don't think that's coming from a firefighter. But that was a fantastic drop right there, and hopefully, bought them some more time to get in with the other hose lines. And you're right, really green brush, so that's going to be kind of beneficial as well. Let's just kind of double in and see if we can see where that water source is coming from. And yeah, it looks like maybe an irrigation, might just be like a burst irrigation liner or something that might have melted open from
certainly helping
the fire, which, I mean, yeah, it is. Ironically there that the fire kind of, maybe contributing to that going off. But this vehicle here is still burning. It's still engulfed in flames. And we saw some firefighters coming up to it. And I'm wondering now if this involves lithium-ion batteries, and that's why maybe they're not trying to put it out, because they're just kind of watching it burn right now. We know we've dealt with that with several other high-profile incidents. And it did kind of look like at least a hybrid SUV, if not an electric SUV. So very, very possible, but you can see just, how steep, just such, just incredibly unlucky timing and the way all this happened with this car being parked up right against the hillside on such a hot day, bursting into flames where there's this brush, and it's just like the fire climbing up the hill like a ladder, just racing up there to this home in particular. And so hopefully we'll see, another water drop come in here with one of the helicopters, but narrow streets. There we see another fire vehicle coming, but pretty difficult. I'm sure if you've driven around the Hollywood Hills before, you know how difficult it can be. A lot of one-way streets, lots of winding, very narrow. Not a lot of space for big fire engines to get up here, that's for sure.
And so smoky right now, it just makes it feel so ominous, right, Mike? You don't know where the flames are at this point, just smoke continuing to billow there from the hillside.
Yeah, and it's the second car fire that has led to a brush fire. We had that one earlier up near the 5 and the 405 split that led to a decent-sized brush fire. I can tell you that LAFD is being strategic about where they're placing their engines. It's always a concern for them. They're talking about they've got 2 down there, which you see one kind of as the smoke lifts right there, and then you've got some more that they say they want to bring up to this top. It sounds like they're getting mutual aid now as well from Beverly Hills Fire. So now we've got LA City Fire, LA County Fire, and Beverly Hills Fire that are all assisting in this, as you see some more of them on the right side of Desmond's shot there as they kind of work their way up to the hillside. The good news is the hillside is starting to see some more of that white smoke, so that is good. And then hopefully we'll see another drop. It looks like Copter 22 from LA County Fire is circling the area right now. So there they are. So hopefully we'll see a drop from them, and there we go. There's another one.
Boom. Yeah, that was a good one. I'm wondering if if this is maybe presenting problems for the engines if they don't want to pass by this fire that and especially if it is lithium ion, we know they can be pretty unstable and they can burn for a very long time. So it's worth considering if that's why we haven't seen. I'm not sure if Sunset Plaza comes out from anywhere else to get around that, but here we come in again. I think we'll have another water drop. So it looks like, for the moment anyway, they decided to fight this one from the air, and they have to get really, really close, a really, really pinpoint drop here to get this knocked down. But like you said, Mike, and there's the third drop now within just the last couple of minutes, and a lot more white smoke. Really, really good news. I mean, boy, it practically, it really did a number to the fire there. So very close, right on their doorstep, but excellent drop there, and really kicked back the flames.
And I think I can see, Mike, some PVC pipe along the side of the wall there. Do you see it too?
Yeah, and I bet Des is right. I bet the fire melted off the sprinkler that's there, and that's why it's just kind of shooting, which,
some white PVC pipe right there.
Yeah, which worked out great. I also, Desmond was pointing out the precise drops by the helicopters. I want to point something out. The last 2 drops that we saw were both by Copter 22 from LA County Fire. Now, it is unusual for them to kind of drop half a load at a time. Usually they'll drop the whole thing at once, but because of the topography, the dynamic, and still being in a neighborhood, they're doing these very, very specific drops where Copter 22 only dumped half of its load, came back around and dumped the second half to make sure that they are getting the most out of these water drops and making sure that they can be as precise as possible without doing any damage to what's there. Because remember, all that water is going to come down and go right down that hill after it drops. So they're doing a really good job of making sure that those drops are precise and that they're hitting what they want. They're talking about, Des, and I don't know if you see it here. I don't actually see it in your shot, but a 2-story white house that they're concerned about. I don't know if that's the one to the left right there. It looks a little bit more concrete, if anything, but we just saw an explosion on that car too, Des. I don't know if you caught that.
Oh, no, I didn't. Let's see if we can zoom back into the vehicle. It's kind
Some
of obscured by the smoke
now,
at the moment, but this is probably the home that they're talking about, 2-story white home. I mean, there is smoke right there. It's kind of crept over from the other home that we were focused on. But so now, if you've got an explosion coming from this vehicle, okay, well, they did come up now and are putting it, maybe they just had to wait for water pressure or something like that to get this knocked down. So they're trying to finally get a handle on the catalyst of all of this. So that's good. We're starting to see some white smoke there as well. But really strategic there with dropping half a load at a time, just making sure that not too much downforce from that kind of waterfall of water causing any kind of damage. And then you have the assistance of the broken irrigation line, it looks like, there as well. So much better that we're seeing, especially since those drops, and they just got to get that other thing that the car extinguished and make sure that it doesn't spread to this neighboring home as well.
There are just so many spotty fires in the area, Mike. When you see the smoke clear, you can see there's like at least 3 or 4 little spot fires there, huh?
Yeah, it's indicative of it kind of spotting out in front of itself, and you can see almost right there, where in the center of Desmond's shot, in between the 2 houses. It's really low lying. It's kind of underneath of some of the trees there, which of course is good that it's small, but it also talks about how you have the embers that kind of just hang out over there. Meanwhile, over on that street too, Des, we can see people trying to move their cars and get out of the way. I mean, these narrow streets are just so difficult to navigate in a good day, let alone when there's an emergency or a fire like this.
Yeah, and in fact, I know that a lot of these streets now, as we're starting to see one of the engines come around this side, you'll see those signs that say, no parking on red flag days.
That's right.
To give space to the firefighters to come in. Of course, as hot as it is, it's not technically a red flag day because we don't have the Santa Ana winds blowing. It is a really good thing that we do not, because this is, one of those fires that could have spread to a lot of homes very, very quickly. But because it's not a red flag day, you do have some people parked up on these streets, including, the vehicle that unfortunately started all this. But they do have it under control, so that actually makes me think that it was not, lithium-ion batteries, because, boy, there wasn't the one that we covered in the ports that burned for like 3 days or something insane. And yeah, so not going to be the case here, as we're getting more and more hose lines out here and containing everything over to the east. And maybe we'll see if there's another fire helicopter that'll come in with another drop to knock down this right here before it spreads to the other home. So a lot of improvement in a very short period of time, and that's despite the fact that the City Fire had a lot of trouble getting their vehicles up here into place. But the helicopters, that's why we have them. They responded really quickly. We don't see them too often in urban settings, but this is an excellent use of them, and hopefully will prevent any structural loss.
So Des, really quick, Helco is talking about a concern. I guess there's a homeowner in a backyard with a hose, and that's making them be concerned about using any more water drops for the moment. Do we see that? I'm wondering if they think it's the irrigation system we've been looking at. That's the hose. I haven't seen anybody in the backyard of that home. Have you?
No, I have not, and that may be what they're seeing.
Yeah.
Because I know we were kind of wondering if it was that at first as well. And I haven't seen any people.
Oh, well, there we go. Obviously not that concerned.
Fire one coming in there with, from the 139. So, no one here, nobody home at the moment that I can see. I mean, some of these are also, vacation homes or second or third homes for some people might be the case. But now a total of 4 drops and quite a bit of improvement. But yeah, from this angle, it does kind of look like someone, frantically trying to spray their home. But we have not seen anything like that.
Do we know, gentlemen, if they're using the Hollywood Reservoir to reload the choppers with water?
So I see them out of 2. They are using the Hollywood Reservoir, and they are also using the Stone Canyon Reservoir. So it looks like LA County Fire, Copter 22 is going over to Stone Canyon, and the City Fire ships are going over to, actually they're not using the reservoir, I'm wrong. They are using, it's called a helispot, the Mount Lee helispot. So basically what they do is they've got a...
it's above the Hollywood side.
Yeah, they've got a prefixed situation over there where they can come land, fill up the helicopters quickly, and get back up. So Copter 22 is dipping out of the reservoir. The City Fire ships are using the Mount Lee helispot and just filling after they sit on the ground.
Good one there. Yeah,
that was a good
really
one,
quick
Des.
turnaround that they're... Yeah, and you could see the really quick turnaround there as well. In fact, the one from County Fire was pretty cool. I haven't seen one like that in a while, where he almost kind of like cut to the right, and the approach angle that he took was kind of interesting and unique. I mean, obviously, some of the most skilled helicopter pilots anywhere that you're going to find, to be able to pilot this and drop water like that, and it really shows in how quickly they're getting this fire knocked down. But but with the heat the way it is, and I think we're going to come in and see him with a second drop right here.
Wow, that's a good one.
Yeah, excellent. And getting kind of some of the surrounding brush as well, dousing all of that just to make sure that the fire doesn't spread. But seeing a ton of white smoke, and this building right here, I'm not even sure if it's occupied, but got pretty close. But now the flames are beginning to die down, and excellent work getting control of this one.
All right, very good, Desmond and Mike. Again, we're following this breaking news, a Hollywood Hills brush fire. Firefighters getting the upper hand on this one, using helicopters and ground crews to hopefully put the fire out, a fire that was started by a car. We're going to keep monitoring the situation here, bringing the very latest coming up right here on KCAL News at 8.